Yeah,
What's going on?
another episode of Real Talk and Real Estate. Welcome everybody. Everybody, man, today's gonna be good, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
yeah. For those who timing in, my name is Chris Allen. I'm one of your hosts. Got my man to the right over there, Mr. Maurice. He is the bearded realtor. What's going on,
So,
Doc? You
what's going on, man? What's going on, man?
I think you be shaving every time I come on the show. I think you be shaving or doing something because you be trying to look right on the doggone podcast, boy.
Hey, man. What they say, you look good, you feel good. Good
That's
things
the what
happen.
did I say? You look good, you feel good, you play good, they pay good.
Good things happen.
Absolutely,
When you look good and you
absolutely.
feel good, good things
You
happen,
good?
man.
Hey man, hey, I like it. I like it. You had a good week so far. You doing good?
Great week, man. Great
Good
week
week.
so far, man. Yeah, getting things rolling and doing the grind and hustle like everybody else does.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh yeah. So hold on one second. You know what, Maurice?
So
Did you send out the link?
no, because you were in
There you
contact with.
go. Okay. God.
Hey, why you doing that right now, man? Let's I can't take this call right now. While you
Is
doing that
she?
right now, hey, let's talk
Go ahead.
about this really quick.
Go ahead. Talk about it.
So for those of you who watched the show, you know previously we had Miss Sharon Mills was supposedly be on the show, and her mom passed away.
Yeah.
Um, and kind of ironically and full circle as God works, man. This week, our guest was supposed to be Miss Dana Johnson, who just had had a baby yesterday. So that's why she couldn't be on the show, man. That kind of really speaks to what this show is doing, man. You know, we go from one tragedy to a beautiful story the next week. So, man, that's really God putting His hands on this thing, man, and,
Yeah.
and making a lot of things happen, man. So, really beautiful story, man. I mean, it's crazy to me, man.
It's good, man. Like when you told me that, I was floored because I was like, how things come full circle. Um, and Dana's doing some amazing things over there in her brokerage.
Hmm.
And to be able to have her baby in the midst of what she's got going on in life, man, that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, man. And funny how this happened. I mean, little man, Roman. His name is Roman. He came early, man.
Mm-hmm. Did
Like
he?
he wasn't expected to be due until like I think another month or two.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, that's just how he works, man. Like we from one tragedy to a new life in this world, man. So it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely speaks to what this show is bringing to the table, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, man, we gonna keep it going. We had a little technical difficulty, but I think we're gonna make it happen. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to take that one on the shoulder, on the head right there. Um, and I think we never gonna have this happen again. So let's kind of just talk about some podcast stuff. Kind of jump into some podcast stuff. Some of the stuff we've had over the last couple of weeks. We've been getting a lot of good feedback on some of the things that we're doing, and I think we should keep it going as far as answering some of these questions that we have. um, one of the questions that has come up was, being new to being in this industry for such a long period of time, and you've been in there for about less than 4 years, right?
Yep, four
Yeah.
years.
What
Let's hit four.
what what's some of the biggest challenges, Maurice, that you've had to face in this career, in your career?
The inconsistency, not from
Okay.
me, I mean, but from inconsistency of results. You know, that right there was something. That's probably the biggest challenge I've had to deal with in this industry. I mean, you work so hard for something, you do everything right, and then it may close, it may not close. You know, and especially when, like you talked about last week, man, you're thinking about, okay, man, this is what I'm finna do with this check. I got these things lined up. I'm finna get these things in place, and that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's a blow to you. I
Right.
mean, so that's probably been one of the biggest challenges that I've had to deal with in the past 3 or 4 years of coming into business of inconsistent. I mean, having a great month, 1 month,
Yeah.
killing it, and then next month, We may sell one, may not sell nothing.
All right.
Definitely inconsistency in compensation. That's probably my biggest, probably one of the biggest challenges I've had in these 4+ years.
Right.
Actually, 4 years this month in the business. So yeah.
What type of things have you put in place to kind of combat that inconsistency? What are you putting in place?
So what am I putting in place? I'm trying to get more strategic and disciplined and having systems in place. I hear a lot of agents talking about systems and you not being able to do all the heavy lifting and kind of using technology to help me do the heavy lifting. I mean, I know back in the day when you first started, you guys had paper and whatever. I don't know what y'all did back in the day.
We ain't had no paper. I know. Yes, we did.
I really couldn't imagine what was going on back in those days. So
right.
And we're talking early 2000s. So
Sure.
I can't, cell phone just came out by that
Sure.
time. So I mean, I can't imagine what was going on. So really implementing and taking advantage of the systems that the brokerage is giving us to say, okay, hey, we got a lot of technology here, man. Let's use it. Like, why not? The world is changing and technology is going to continually evolving. So why not use it to help your business grow and scale your business? Yeah.
One of the things you talked about, the inconsistencies, people don't realize that the business is not going to just happen overnight. Like when you see these superstar real estate agents out here doing some amazing things, it just didn't happen overnight.
Absolutely.
It was systems, it was programs that they put in place, and then eventually when that thing catch fire, it catches fire. And what happens is a lot of agents don't stay long enough to allow the fire to catch hold. Why? Because we live in a society where, we see the Instagrams, we see all this kind of post stuff, and, you can get so bogged down by what you see and not realizing that people actually had to put some things in place in order to get them to where they are right now.
Absolutely. And I'll say this because I saw the guest just pop in, man. Here's what I would say. I don't have no problem copying and pasting what's your R&D, ripping off and duplicating something someone else is doing, because why not? Like, if they're giving it to you, why can recreate the entire wheel when he's giving you the wheel? You just got to push it and roll it, man.
You just got to push it and
copy and paste it.
Copy and paste, baby. We love copy and paste. Copy and paste.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, man, I'm so very excited to have tonight's guest on. We talk about watching Instagram and we see people's life and we see all the stuff that people put out there. And this is one of those individuals that if you ain't checking your own spirit and who you are as an individual, this individual could have you out there thinking that you ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. She's just simply amazing. I see her stuff. And the cool part about it is everything she's talking about, it's real. It ain't no fluff. It ain't no lie. It ain't no mystery. She's really living that life that she's talking about. She's doing some amazing things. I've checked her out. I've validated. I've talked to some people. And I'm telling you, she's absolutely amazing. Her and her husband. She's going to get a chance to talk about. But listen, this young lady is passionate about empowering individuals to achieve financial freedom and turn their dreams into reality. Her dedication to this industry is unparalleled. She has an academic background from Arkansas State University with a bachelor's in psychology and political science. Yeah. All of this combined with her early career experience at JP Morgan Chase gives this young lady a unique insight into credit evaluation and loan underwriting. She has transformed countless families and business owners' financial landscapes, helping them to amass assets over 150 million in business funding across the globe. She is a devoted mother, a devoted wife, and her family is her driving force. Her commitment to changing lives through financial freedom led her to establish the Invest with Her Club, and an empowering women's group focused on business and real estate. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Miss Denise Armstrong. Yeah.
Yay. How you doing?
Good
I feel so welcome. I love all this energy. I love it.
Look, you make it very, very easy to talk about you. Let me tell you that. You make it easy.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So much.
Welcome to the show. I know we had a little bit of
Absolutely.
technical difficulties, but we do
Yes.
what we do, right?
Right. We here. We
We
here.
here. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love it. So listen, I know you and I speak a lot. We talk on Facebook and things like that. This
Yeah.
is our actually first time actually communicating, but we talk
Yeah.
on Facebook. I watched you do your thing. Just real quick, if you can, give us a big overview, just an overview of who is Denise Armstrong.
Oh man, I realize how overloaded they can be sometimes. Who is Denise Armstrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, let's just say I do all things financial, from business funding to business credit to, to real estate investing, dabbling into developing now with my husband.
Yeah.
And I'm all about taking people to the next level. Like you said earlier, like no fluff, like, you know what I mean? In order to truly get to the next level, I know it takes hard work. I know it takes a plan. You know what I mean? I know it takes execution with the plan, not just a plan, because everybody you can write a bunch of stuff, but if you don't execute anything, then you won't take it to the next level. That's a little bit about me. I'm really passionate, like you said, about families. So I'm really big with helping families, because if I can help families financially, that's one of the number one reasons why divorce happens, separations happen with family. It's all things, financial sometimes. And if we can get ready to close that gap with the financial, we can change the mindset. We can keep families together. Children can be able to experience their family, and their generational wealth can be passed on. So at some point, I knew there was going to be some kind of um, bridge that I needed to kind of pull together when it comes to finances, when it comes to family, and when it comes to building generational wealth. Of course, I'm a big advocate for people, but I have a special little place for my women, and I'm all about helping entrepreneurs, helping women invest in real estate, be able to get funding so they can scale their business. Because the thing is, I love doing stuff, and we can't have experiences if our business owners aren't staying in business. So in order to keep them staying in business, we have to get them what? Capital, so we can have experience, so we can go out and have a good time, so we can enjoy ourselves. So
That's good. That's good. That's good.
yeah.
Maurice, you got
Yeah. So I want to. So I know we've met a few times.
Yeah,
So are you from Jacksonville? Like, give us your background. Were you from Jacksonville, or where
I'm
you from?
actually no, I'm not from Jacksonville. You can say I say Little Rock, Arkansas. I have background, of course, in California, where my dad's side of the family is, but Little Rock, Arkansas is
Little
where
Rock,
I'm
Arkansas.
from. Yeah, Little Rock,
Got you.
Arkansas. Yeah, I grew up
So,
playing sports. Go ahead.
uh-huh. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah.
No, I was
Go
gonna
ahead,
say
Denise.
just grew up playing sports. I have a basketball, football, track background. And of course, I want to stay um, closest to home. So that's of course where Arkansas State is, where I actually ran track, and I actually went to school there to develop those relationships to kind of be where I'm at right now. And so yeah, I miss
Okay.
my family, but my family's all the way in Arkansas.
Arkansas. So
Yeah.
what
So how
actually
did
got
you
you to
how
come
did
to
you how did you
Jacksonville?
end up in Jacksonville? So give us that kind of how that story go.
The crazy thing is that I was a market manager for Home Depot. I still love Home Depot. I still do a lot of stuff with their company.
Hmm.
But I was a market manager for Home Depot, and I was actually in Atlanta before I actually came here. And they
Got you.
actually moved me. They had me, of course, traveling everywhere, because my job, of course, was to increase revenue within companies. That's just
Mm,
always been my thing, financial background.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
their market was down here in Jacksonville. So they was like, of course, let me send her there. I had just came back from Chicago, getting that market up. And they was like, hey, we need you to go to Jacksonville just for a little while. I was like, okay, well, I'll go there and see what's going on with the market and see exactly how I can help. Next thing you know, I was just staying a little bit longer. I'm like, well, when am I coming back to Atlanta? I'm ready to go back. I went back to Atlanta. They saw how good I did with the market here. And then they was like, well, we want you to stay here for a little while longer. Matter of fact, we need you to relocate there. And I was
Oh
like,
wow.
oh my goodness, you guys. I cried. I'm not going to lie. I cried. I was like, wait a minute, Jacksonville, Florida from Atlanta. What's happening? Why do I have to, why am I having to move there? And so
yeah.
that's how I got here.
Okay.
What year was this? This was in what year?
But like before 2016, like right 2015.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
2014, 15, because I was pretty much back and forth, because I've been traveling all my life. So pretty much back and forth from here to Chicago to Nashville, wherever they pretty much, had me at.
Hmm. Hmm. So so what actually got you to actually transition into what you're currently doing now? What year was that?
2016. Well, really 2014, I started dibbling, dabbling in it part-time. And then of course, in the finance game, that money was looking really good. And I just continued to transition. I continued to move my way up, of course, working with 2 different banks. I can't say their name, but I was working with 2 different banks and being contracted with them and constantly moving their department up. And so once I decided, I'm like, Home Depot is good. But then I was like, listen, this is how the money is looking here. I already see how the market is going here. I started dabbling into real estate and to getting, closer into funding, working, of course, up under the banks. And I'm like, hey, this is kind of the pivot I want to make. Plus, I'm making Home Depot $1 billion with the team that I was running. And I'm like, I'm thinking of the $1 billion I'm making them. And I'm thinking about the money that I'm receiving. I'm like, wait a minute, something isn't adding up there. It's not adding up there. So I was just like, I've always been, very passionate about what I do. So sometimes when you're great at something, people can harp on that passion. They can harp on your excitement. And I think they were riding that for a long time. But I had several people, in the industry was saying, you can really do this yourself. You continue to bring different companies up. Now, when are you going to just go ahead and just full-fledged push out on yours? And in 2016 is when I started to kind of full-fledged go and push out on mine, my own financial consulting firm.
Okay, to break down your financial consulting firm. What exactly do you do? How can you help?
Well, man, it really just depends on what aspect. My favorite aspect right now is working with my business owners or investors. Okay. I don't believe you have to be an entrepreneur to be successful, but I do believe you have to be an investor. And so with my financial company, we pretty much break down your whole financial profile. I say we create your financial fingerprint is what I say. Okay. And so what we do is we overview your personal credit, we overview your financials, we overview exactly what's going on with your budget, and we see exactly where we need to move. Like, so if I have someone, they're coming in, they're like, hey, I want to start a business. That's a certain focus point there. A lot of different companies, they have like this, I say, one thing fits all, but it's impossible in the financial world. When you really want to become successful, you really need to have something tailor-made for your family or for your business, whether it's entrepreneurship or whether you and your family are trying to move to a different level financially. So we peel back all of your information. I'm talking about we're going through bank statements, we're going through bills, we're going through budgeting, and whatever your focus is, whatever your goal is, that's what our focus point is for you. So if it's our real estate investors are coming in, they need more capital, of course, we're creating LLCs. We create LLCs for our clients, be able to build business credit, get them access up to $500,000, even if it's a new business, up to $150,000 in there. Hey, they can keep their money in their pocket. They can go ahead and leverage that money. They can go ahead and purchase land. They can go ahead and do a bridge loan if they need to, in between if they need to, any type of funding that they need to. And if I have a company that's coming into our program and they're like, hey, I'm ready to scale my business, which I run into a lot of my entrepreneurs come in, they're ready to scale their business. But guess what they've been doing? They're tapped out because they've been using their own capital. And so now I have to bring them back in. I'm like, hey, if you really want to scale, you're going to have to do some evaluating on where you need to spend this money at and how much capital you need. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go and say, hey, I just want funding for my business. Okay, no, I'm always asking, well, wait a minute. How much funding do you think you need to do the job that you're trying to do? Because a lot of times I don't like getting you access to capital and you don't have a plan. You don't have nothing you're going to put in income producing. That's like a big no-no for our company. So we find out exactly, well, how much capital do you need? Okay, so what's the plan then? What are we doing with the capital? How are we going to make this income producing? How is this going to grow your company? How is this going to grow you in an aspect with your family? You know what I mean? How is this going to help you start to invest in real estate? How to move wisely with money, and then how to be able to use the income to make it to produce for you, basically.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Maurice, you got?
Oh, I thought you go ahead.
I can go. I can keep.
Go ahead.
It's a whole mindset thing too. The thing is that another thing that's a lot different than our company is that it's a big mindset, because I realize that people want capital, people want financial freedom, but they don't have the right mindset. So mindset coaching automatically comes in our program, because there's no way I can help you be the entrepreneur that you want to be the investor you want to be, scale the way you want to, if I don't emotionally make sure that you're in the right place. Because if you're not emotionally and mentally in the right place, you're going to make very bad decisions with your business, for your family. And that, of course, makes my job hard. And I want to make sure that you make the right decisions for your life and for your family and for your business.
That's good.
Got you. Well, you tapped on something I wanted to get into. You talked about mindset. So what other factors really have held us back to get into that financial freedom?
The truth is that not being willing
Yeah,
to
let's keep it
sacrifice.
true. It's
Yeah,
real
yeah,
talk.
like because I'm very people know me. I'm like not the cookie cutter because being cookie cutter does not set our people free. I
Mhm.
cannot pat you on the back and just tell you everything's okay and you're doing everything right. The truth is that they're not willing to sacrifice. They'd rather go out there and buy that bag. They'd rather go on that shopping spree. They'd rather go ahead and get that steak dinner. They don't want to work hard. They don't
Mm.
want to work the plan, and they don't believe in themselves.
It's good.
They
Wow.
don't believe that they can be as great as they can be. Like even people, even with what I do, they're like, can you really get me funding? I'm like, yes, you can really come in here and we can really structure your personal credit profile. You really can build your business credit and you really can get $150,000. There's nothing scam about that. It's like people are so used to
Used to
things.
scams.
Yes, so used to the
Mhm.
scams. It's like, wait a
Mhm.
minute. I never had to do no scamming. No, you never really had to do scamming. All you had to do was
Right.
believe in yourself, create a
Mhm.
plan for yourself, create
Mhm.
your LLC, and get access to some business funding and
It's good.
capital so you can start that business or you can scale that business. So
Gotcha.
the mindset of just not being able to believe in themselves and putting the necessary things aside to be able to focus just for a
Mhm.
little while,
Mhm.
that has held us back.
That's good. That's good.
Gotcha. So now you mentioned something else too. So how you talked about mindset and you talked about those who are untrue and those who are come after us on some other level scamming type things.
Yeah.
How do you ease someone's mind who has it's so much going on around us that you feel uncomfortable? You don't feel you know what I'm saying? You don't get that good trustworthy feeling that okay, this is going to be legit. So how do you combat that?
That's good.
The truth is that I'm a big faith-based person. So I'm
Mhm.
a really big believer in who I'm supposed to help and who our company is supposed to help is naturally going to be attracted to us.
Got you.
So, the energy is a little bit different there.
Mhm.
But the truth is that I don't sugarcoat. I tell the truth. I'm like, listen, you don't qualify for funding right now. I'm not going to tell you, hey, yeah, I'm gonna get you 150,000. Each person I come into, I'm gonna get you the funding right away, right now. I'm like, yeah, right. Somebody's offering you funding. They didn't take a look at your financials. They didn't take a look at the last 3 months of your business bank statements. They're probably bullshitting you, if I can say that on here. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because how can you say you're gonna do something when you have not seen anything? They haven't seen your personal credit. So I ask certain questions, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like I said, you don't qualify for this, but if we can do this, this, and this, then
Mhm.
you can qualify. And people understand that more. I've even told a person, I'm like, hey, this is awesome, but you need to get a job. You need to get a
Mhm.
job. You know what I mean? And so it's the real conversations that I have with people that pull people together. And they're like, okay, it sounds like, okay, I can understand. It's always like, okay, I can see that. I can understand that.
Mhm.
Got you.
And
Mhm.
taking our time, like I say, taking our time. There's no one program fits all. Everybody is tailor made because that's the only way you can truly be successful. Because me helping a trucking company come in and then me coming and helping a printing company, they're
Mhm.
two different programs.
Mhm.
I don't have a program that fits everyone. No, you come in, we have to take a look at everything before I
Mhm.
tell you what I'm going to do. Let's personal statements, business statements, budgeting, bills, like a whole 9 yard, because I
Sure.
really to be able to truly tell you what you can offer, what we can offer you.
Okay.
Well, when you talk about each business is completely different. Is there a particular profile that they necessarily need to have in order for you to even consider looking at them? A credit score. What does a credit score need to
Yeah.
be? What does their break that down? Break those things down for us.
Okay. Well, to get funding, typically you want a 680 and above. My preference is a 700 and above with the DTI 30% or below.
Shit, you done knocked out a whole bunch of folk already on the doggone podcast.
Yeah, that's why. That is exactly why I'm really big on personal credit. Personal credit, believe it or not, it unlocks everything.
Right.
Of course, we have funding ways that we can get, with a lower credit score, but that's the thing that separates me. I'm
Okay.
not for everybody. I don't want to get you funding with the 580 credit score. I don't want to get you approved with the 580 credit score.
Okay.
That's not my lane. And the reason why is because if I built my relationship with the lenders. If I send you to my lender and we get you qualified and you default on that loan, you can't pay that loan. Now my reputation looks bad. And my thing is, I'm truly trying to get you financially free. So why would I put you in a situation when I know you can't afford it? I
Sure.
know you're not on the way to do it. That's
Right.
another thing. I had a client today. Makes really good money, but I said, listen, you'll qualify for a merchant cash advance. And that's something, if someone's listening, that we also offer merchant cash advances, which is revenue-based lending. And he has a lower credit score. But I said, hey, you can get this and you can have that little money to go ahead and pay down on that truck, but you can also take this money, you can pay for this particular program, and you can get your personal credit score up, and now you can get the truck plus the $150,000 because your revenue matches. Why
Mhm.
shortcome yourself for minimum gain for just one moment, and then you're going to get a brand new truck and you need capital to be able to fund that truck? Now you're going to go back in and use your own money to gain short-term results, to get a
Mhm.
little bit of money based off of your revenue, and then now your credit score is low, so now you're paying triple for the money, which we all know money is really expensive right now. So
Right.
now you're paying triple for some type of quick gain. Those are the type of unpacking things that I have to let people see. Do you really want to do this, and the cause and effect of if you take this particular route?
Sure. Sure. So they
Yeah.
need at least a 680, 700 credit
They need
score.
at least a
What's that?
680.
Well,
They need at least a 680, 700 credit score. The main thing is you want to make sure that your DTI is at a very low point. The lower your DTI is, the more capital that you're going to get. The higher your DTI is, the more risky that you look, especially depending on what your income is. If your business or your personal income is not matching up and your DTI is leveraged up, now you've leveraged yourself out of the banking system. Now the lenders don't want to take a look at you. It doesn't matter how much capital that you're bringing in. They don't want to risk. So you want to make sure that you make yourself less risky as possible. You want to make sure that you would lend to you. If you saw your personal credit profile, you looked at your business statements, would you loan to you? And if you would not loan to you, then that means you need to go ahead and take a step back and take a look at your profile. So you want to
mhm.
make sure that your personal profile is in tip top shape. You don't want to have a lot of new inquiries. They're looking at that because now it's like, okay, it's just like you're shopping around. Just imagine you have a person that you're working with and they wanted to sign up under you to go purchase a house. And now you see them everywhere you go. You're seeing them at different open houses with different realtors. It's like, wait a minute.
Won't work.
I don't, yeah.
Right.
That's the same way when it comes to lending, the same way when it comes in the banking industry. We're
Mhm.
looking at that. Even we working in the banking field, I did a lot of denials based off of new credit profiles because it's like, okay, wait a minute. They're looking here, here, and here. They just got two new credit. So now that means they're trying to leverage themselves out. Now it's either A, we're going to approve you for lower or deny you all the way around.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
I hear a lot of buzzwords, and financial literacy is one of those words that I hear
Mhm.
a lot of.
Yeah.
Can you kind of explain to us what specifically is financial literacy?
The thing is that I know financial literacy, it is kind of being used a lot, but the truth is that it's being wise about money. It's being
Mm,
wise about your finances. You know what I mean? It's having a game plan about your finances. It's understanding what personal credit is and how to use the US credit system. If you're
Mhm.
not utilizing the US credit system, like you're sleeping on yourself and your family, and you're doing yourself and your financial literacy, everything you want to say financial, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't understand how to leverage it. A lot of
Mhm.
people talk about financial literacy, but you're not even in the game.
Mhm.
mm,
You know what I mean? So, you want to be able just an understanding of what you're getting yourself into, an
Mhm.
understanding of what is required to even get business funding when you create your LLC. One of the things is, a lot of people, they're quick to create, they think they created LLC, but all they've created was EIN. That does not
Okay.
mean you have creating an EIN is nice. That's a part of compliance, but it does not mean that you have a business. You want to make sure that, hey, I want to understand that I need to open up a business bank account. I need to understand that when I create my LLC, that I do not need to create it with my home address because, hey, banks don't want to lend to people that's operating out of their home, even if you are. You don't. Those
Mhm.
are those are part of financial literacies. It's understanding what position you
All right.
need to be in to be
Mhm.
able to win. So
That's
you
good.
want to make sure that you don't create your LLC with a personal address. You also want to make sure that you're registering your business all across the board with the same information. You know, that's another part of, you know, financial literacy. People are going in, you're trying to get qualified, wondering why you're getting denied for funding. Well, hey, you have this name here, you have this address on this document, your banking information has this address, you're registered with this address. That address is no longer even, you know, existent. They've been sending notices to you, but you have no idea because you didn't take the step back to actually keep up with your finances, keep up with how your business is structured. You know, another thing is, you know, people are getting denied funding for simple things is like understanding that you don't need to use Yahoo or Gmail. You have a business, but you're applying for a business credit card and using, I can use Denise at yahoo.com. I'm getting denied, you know, or I'm getting a very low limit. And I'm wondering why am I getting approved for a low limit? Well, if they're taking into consideration, well, they have to protect themselves. Well, this person is a business, but they're using a Yahoo and they don't have a business address. They don't have a business website. And now their company is registered at home. Are they real?
Right. That's
Okay.
good.
You know what I mean?
What someone's asking, Sarah Johnson just asked, where do I get a personal business phone number and an email at?
Google actually will be able to give you guys a business address. They have a great platform that you can get there. I know GoDaddy as well. You can get not an address, but a email there. Opus is one of my favorites that you can actually get a phone number because you need the correct phone number for your business. A lot of times they can actually track your phone number and they can see that you're using a cell phone number. You're going to get denied. You're going to get denied, or like I say, very, very, very low limits and very high rates. And you can actually, Opus does that. So you can get a 1-866 number, you can get a regular number, you can get an address so that for you don't have to register your business with your residential address. To be honest, I can drop this nugget before you even register your LLC. Go ahead and get an Opus. Go ahead and get a virtual address, not iPostal. That's no longer working anymore for anybody who's listening. Don't use iPostal, but Opus and Regis are two that are really, really good. And they have physical locations that have been able to get approved with lender compliance. And if you do that first, so that way, when you register your LLC, you have your everything's matching. You have your business email, you have your business address, you have your business phone number. Now you're registered. Now, as soon as you do all that, you get in. If you got a 700 and above, you can go ahead and get you a no doc loan. $30,000 right off the bat, $50,000. I do it all the time. Register correctly. So the thing is, financial literacy is about understanding your finances. That's just the truth. Understanding your finances, understanding the direction you're going, but how to get there. If you don't, opportunity is there, but if you don't know how to get there and how to structure, those small things can make or break you when it comes to funding. And if fixing those small things can unlock so much.
Well, you know, on our show, we got to keep it 100. So
Yes.
she had another question. She says, thank you. And last question. After I establish my LLC and EIN, how do I get a DUNS?
Yes, you just go, actually, don't get tricked. I know DUNS, when you put in DUNS number, a lot of different things come up, but your DUNS number is free. So you can go ahead and register on duns.com. Let me see if I can drop the link here for you. Oh, I think I disappeared.
You disappeared?
Did I? I didn't disappear.
No, you disappeared. You still here?
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. You go right on DUNS, and you can actually go ahead and register for your DUNS right away. Right after you register for your DUNS, let's see. Let me copy this link here.
Yeah, right there. Post a comment at the bottom.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
All right, go right on DUNS right there and go ahead and register. You want to make sure before you register that you've already changed your address if you've registered your LLC with a residential address, because you want everything to match across the board. It's really hard to go back and change things once you go ahead and get it started. So the best thing to do is to do that if you haven't done it. Okay. Also, NAV. You need to go on nav.com to hurry up and be able to register your business. Go ahead and get nav.com so you can even understand what your business bureaus are, which ones they are, what your business score is, opportunities. NAV actually has a boost account that I love. It's called NAV Boost. I can drop that in the link as well. NAV boost is actually a go ahead and place a business trade line, your first business trade line. You need at least 3 or more to get an 80 paydex score. Once you get an 80 paydex score, you're rocking out and you can go to tier 2 and you can get qualified for higher funding when it comes to that. So you want to do that. Let me see if I can get business boost on here for you guys.
Cool. This is some good stuff right here.
Yeah.
While you're getting that, let me ask you a question, because a lot of the questions is coming in talking about LLCs.
Yeah,
and a lot of our audience is real estate agents.
Okay.
What do you suggest?
You definitely need an LLC.
Talk about it. Why?
Uh-oh.
Break it down.
Okay, you said why do you guys need an LLC?
Yeah, break it down for us.
The truth is, the thing is it's going to scale you. The thing is, one thing that I realized that a lot of realtors are coming to me about is that, how do I market myself? I need people to see me. I need to be out. I have to go here. I have to go there. Well, hey, it's so many business vendor accounts that are do and create your marketing for you. You need money for that. You have to drive around. You don't want to complain and be overwhelmed having to go places and like, well, should I take on this client? Should I go over here? Should I go the extra mile? Well, if you have business gas cards and you can wait and you have money in between before you close your first deal or your next deal, now you don't have to worry about using that capital or using your commission to be able to pay this and pay that. You get an LLC, we get you a $25,000 business credit card. Now your bills are on this business credit card. Now you can actually go hard in real estate, actually find clients, because now you're not working another job, or you're not being like overwhelmed because you're like, where is capital coming from? I haven't closed the deal yet. I haven't closed the deal yet. Well, if you had an LLC, you can get $50,000 to $150,000 in funding, and now you can have a structure for your real estate business to even be successful. Now you got marketing you can pay for. Now you don't have to worry about driving around. Now you have gas cards you have set up for. Now you have money to pay for someone to do your campaigns. Now you have things that you can set up so you can be in more places so people can know who you are.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Gotcha.
That's
Gotcha.
good.
So I want to kind of shift gears a little bit. So let's talk. So a couple years ago, you got married to a young man named Julian.
I did.
So how has that part of your life changed your business? And
not the marriage itself, just
I'm saying the marriage. I mean, I'm saying making that major commitment. Like, I mean, let's talk about it. Like,
let's talk about it.
Because we talk about on the show, like, how has that marriage you guys worked together? And I mean, how has that worked for you too?
Honestly, it maximized everything. Okay. It maximized life, it maximized, business, and it pretty much made everything come together and made everything whole. It definitely made everything make sense. I'm a big believer in 2 is better than 1. You know what I mean? But it just so happened that we both have pretty much the same background, but each of our backgrounds complement each other.
Good.
You know what I mean? So he's been investing and been developing for a while. And then here I am on the money side. I've been getting funding for clients, and we actually met, of course, working, getting funding for clients, doing a fix and flip. And it's all about timing, and it's all about dealing with the right person. So it's been great. It's changed your life, and it's helped.
Now he's from Jacksonville?
No, my husband is from Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Chicago, and he was in Atlanta for quite some time, over 15 years. So.
Okay. Wants to invest in Atlanta. That's good. That's good.
Go ahead, Chris.
Why do you feel that a lot of real estate agents aren't, taking advantage of the investing side of it? What do you think that's all about?
I think they just don't know. Like you say, knowledge is power only if you use it, and financial literacy is only useful if you understand it, if you're seeking it. You know what I mean? Like I say, it's a lot of things going on. It's so much information. It can be overwhelming. And when things become overwhelming, a lot of times people, scale back from things, or they don't get started at all. You know what I mean? So I think that they just lack knowledge and lack understanding. And then a lot of times it's always capital. So that's why I'm a big advocate. I'm like, if you're a real estate agent, you should have your LLC, but your business credit should be built, and you should automatically have, business lines of credit. They don't even understand that, hey, when you see these deals, you can get access to these deals as well. You can get access to this land as well, but they don't understand. They're only looking at it from one side. So they haven't expanded their horizon because they're still just trying to close the deal. So they're focused on just trying to close the deal, let alone, okay, I haven't closed the deal yet, or I haven't closed many deals, and now I can be an investor. Wait a minute. I don't have the money to be an investor. I don't have the credentials to be an investor, which really all you have to do is get started is just one deal. And it doesn't have to be all on you. You know, I recently helped two realtors close a deal together.
Talk about
Now,
that.
now they're
How do they do
LLC.
that? How do they do that? Because I know
Well,
we got some people on the podcast right now. I know real close friends, so this might help them out real quick.
yeah. Well, let's just say you have two friends. So both friends create an LLC. Okay. One LLC gets 150,000, the other LLC gets 150,000. Now you have double that. Now, both of these LLCs partner with, and you guys have another LLC you create together. So both of those LLCs create a partnership LLC. Now that partnership LLC has that funding plus the funding that partner LLC can get. Now that partner LLC just purchased that land. You see what I'm saying? So now that partner LLC just purchased that land. Now you can either create a duplex if you want to, a single family if you want to, or an investment property if you want to. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important. So these two individuals got LLCs created their LLCs. One has gotten 75,000, the other one qualified for $100,000 just off the first round. Now they were able to purchase the land. The big piece of land they had was only $22,000. No money out of pocket, still money left over. And now you still can get financing. Now you have the money to put down because 75 plus 100, we're not still done getting funding. Haven't gotten funding for the partnership LLC yet. So this is how realtors can come together and take down land, take down opportunities, start investing together. But they just have to believe it. I had a deal that I did with another realtor in Atlanta on a big complex. Guess what she was? She didn't have any money, but what she had was a 780 credit score. So now she's a credit partner. So let's say, hey, you're a realtor and you have three other realtors. Well, now you guys need to create LLCs together, and whoever has the highest credit score goes as the majority on the operating agreement. Now you go ahead and get funding for that LLC, and you don't have to worry, well, you got the money, this person has the credit. It's all about working together. People have to understand how to use it, that financial literacy. It's only financial literacy if you understand how to do these things, how you can do it. So
you just have to bring one person could have the credit and everybody else can have the I guess the
funds.
The funds.
Yep, the one. So let's just say, yeah, this person has, the money, and then they don't have the credit. Well, this person has a 750 credit score. You need to partner. This can be a credit partner now. And so now you don't have to wait or have to pay higher for the money than you have to. You add that person in the operating agreement. Now that person leads on the loan. Now you're in a real estate deal. You didn't put any money down and have to risk anything because of your credit. So you have to be able to use something. I tell people you can get funding if you have three different things: either a great personal credit, a great business profile, or a great cash flow coming into. So if you have one of those, you have an opportunity to get funding somewhere.
Gotcha.
Now, somebody starts asking about the different types of corporations. So the LLCs, what type of LLC are they trying to create? What do you suggest for a real estate agent? Because I know you can get caught up in the S corps and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't say get caught up into the S corps until you start really making some money.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get.
Can you break them down for us?
I was going to say I wouldn't get caught up into the S corps until you start making some money. But what was the question they said about the LLC? They were asking
the different types. What
type of LLC? Well, there's no different types of LLC. There's no different types. What I would say, if you're in real estate, you do not just don't put real estate in there. If you, you can have and you can have a DBA, but if you want to get funding and access to funding, then I wouldn't suggest that you put real estate in there. You can always have a company. You can always do a DBA as whatever real estate company, that you would like to name, but you want to try to stick with things that are low risk and not high risk. Especially, it's been a big transition from COVID till now. Like I say, the banks are tight, the lenders are tight. So they're looking for specific SIC codes. They're looking for specific names that they will lend to. I had a client come in and I was able to get the client 120, a different person, kind of the same kind of qualifications, but a different name, and they got lower. Those type of things matter. Just any little things. The banks and lenders, they have like a point system. So one little point, your address, that's a ding. This is the ding. Okay, well, your balance is ending on your daily balance can be a ding. Your email can be a ding. Your time in business can be a ding. Your DTI can be a ding. All those little dings can can draw up. So.
Oh wow, gotcha.
Yeah, so I would just suggest creating an LLC. Don't make it anything, difficult. I tell people to go ahead and create an LLC with your last name. Your last name LLC can be great because that way it's not easily can be picked on. You can kind of go in as consulting, and then you'll be able to get access to funding. You can do it today. Like you don't have to wait a long time. If you don't have a high personal credit score, but you have a partner or someone in your family, a sister. I just did their whole family got LLCs. I won't even tell you the amount of money that they got access to. Let's just say it was over $1 million.
Wow.
In one household. And guess
Maurice,
what?
how your credit?
Huh?
Maurice, how your credit?
Right, exactly. Please. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, people don't, no blank friendships, no blank connections.
Yeah,
About what
another criteria.
Yeah, like what can we do together? How can we go to the next level together? What's going on? It's like, people just have to ask the right questions. People have to be able to be transparent, but people also have to be willing to put themselves in positions. Sometimes you can ask so many questions and psych yourself out of the next level. You know what I mean? And a lot of people do that. It's like, well, what about this or what about that? Like, you don't have to have a whole business operating up and running to get business funding and credit. You yourself is an LLC. You are a business. The U.S. looks at you as a business. So go ahead and put your name in the LLC, and everyone in your family can have $150,000. Make sure your personal credit is together. Now, guess what? You got $150,000. Now you and your family go buy a duplex. And now, get 4 doors, and now you got cash flow, and now do it again. Refinance, take that money and get you something else and do it again. And guess what? You and your family is doing this not from the money that you're bringing in. It's from business funding, business credit, corporate financing.
Another question someone says this: can a real estate agent get a grant to help in their business?
Yeah, you can get a grant to help in your business.
Grant funding.
There's several different grants that you can to get when you create your business to be able to help you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. And so we've talked about a lot of things, and let's talk about mindset. I want to kind of get back into that because I think that plays a major part in
absolutely
a lot of things. I mean, it's great of all the capital and everything that's out there, but how do we combat that fear that most people have? Because we all know it's a risk. It's still a risk. Investing is a risk. So how do you combat that as a financial advisor? How do you advise your clients? Okay, hey, it's going to be some give and take. It's going to be a little risk you put into this thing. So how do you help combat that?
To be prepared. If you're prepared and you have a plan, then, the risks are very little. Waking up is a risk because it's a chance we won't, you know what I mean? So when you do, you need to go ahead and bet all out. Once you create that little bit of doubt in your head, that's when all the other issues come. As long as you're doing things that has been proven to work. So LLC creation has been proven to work. Budgeting, financial literacy, making sure your personal credit is where it needs to be. These things have been proven to work because there are millionaires and billionaires all over. So they didn't just happen. So there are proven concepts. If you just take a step back and you're like, well, what are they saying are the proven concepts to get access to this? This is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. And this is what I have to do. If you just do those things, you're going to see success. So forget about me. If you didn't even work with me, just the simple things that you have to set up to get access to it, you can. But all you have to do is put your best foot forward and just believe that it can be done. But you have to do it. Creating a plan. That's all you have to do. That's the only thing that's different between a millionaire and a regular person is that they sat aside and they put together a plan and they executed on that plan. That's really what it is. Because I just gave you the sauce. It's 2 different banks right now. If you create your LLC today, if you're listening with your partner, you can go to Truist, you can go to Key Bank. One of my favorites right now, if you're listening, is Apple Federal Credit Union. Even if you have a lower credit score, they're giving out great business credit cards, 0% interest business credit cards. So you actually have free money pretty much for 12 months. Truist and Key Bank are giving out no-doc loans. You don't even have to show your financials, but you do have to have a great personal credit profile, no derogatories, low DTI. That's where that sacrifice comes in. So that's where that mindset. Do I really want to be successful? Do I really want to be financially free? If you truly want to do that and you're about what you're saying you're about, then hey, I got to make sure I lay off on my personal credit cards this month. I'm trying to make sure my credit score, if you lay off on your personal credit cards, can unlock hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding, you're trying to tell me that you're going to choose to go do this, go do something, go off focus, not plan, not prepare, go on that trip. You know, I had a client, she's like, well, I'm getting ready to, I got a trip I have to go to. I said, well, if you go on that trip and you pay that, you spend that money on your car, which is already high, this is what's going to happen when you come back. So you have to think about, do I take that trip right now, or do I wait 3 months, get access to funding, let my business credit cards that has great rewards, and I can fly and take this trip with my family for free, and then I can get money points
Talk
from
that talk. I hear you talking that talk.
you know what I'm saying? The credit card company, and now they're going to pay me for my trip because I'm spending the card. You know what I mean? So what do you want? You know, do you really want it? Are you willing to take a step back and really plan, really prepare for that thing? Because the funds are out there. The money is out there. The opportunity is out there. It's no longer just, you know, a race thing or anything. Like, there's no race on the dollar. There's no color on the dollar. There's opportunity there. And it's if you believe that you can do it. So
Gotcha.
That's
So,
good.
so let me ask you another question. So what's next for Denise? You've got the financial first approved financial CEO. What's next for you?
What's next?
Yeah, what's next for you?
Invest with Her Club is where my focus is right now, man. Invest with Her Club is
So
what
tell
I'm
us about that.
Talk about it.
just what I'm telling you guys, what I'm doing right now is helping, it's getting them the money. A lot of people aren't investing because they don't have access to the money. So with Invest with Her Club, we're going to be bringing affordable luxury to the market. You know what I mean? It's going to be a powerhouse full of women. I'm going to be teaching women all over the world how to be able to use the bank's money to be able to purchase land, leverage, you know, buy and hold strategies and affordable luxury. Because right now we have thousands of people without a home that cannot afford a home. We want to be able to fix that problem. So we want to really focus on small families, single moms, be able to teach them how to invest. And what we're going to do with our capital, as we're investing, we're going to invest into other business owners. So we're going to be able to pretty much, some will be equity, some will just be, you know, loans, but we're going to create our own bank. So Invest with Her Club will be their own bank, its own bank. And we'll be creating revenue streams for other business owners, investing in to other women business owners, and we'll be investing in real estate.
So when does that start, and when does that come into play so people can know when they expect it?
Well, actually, you can go to www.investwithherclub. Okay, I'll put it in here. www.investwithherclub.com, and you can actually take a look at the site. I do a breakdown on what we're doing, numbers, you know, what our strategy is, and you can actually fill out an informational code, and actually I'll give you a call, or someone on my team will be calling you, and we can kind of break down how that partnership works and how you can get started with Invest with Her Club. And so that's actually already started. I have a few partnerships as of right now. But I'm open and I'm ready for more. So we have a big launch at the end of September, and we've already purchased a big parcel of land here, and we have some moves I won't speak too soon because the launch will be dropping soon. But yeah, if you're looking to invest in real estate and you need guidance and you don't want to use your own capital, you might be a little afraid, you're trying to figure out the route to go, Invest with Her Club is where you want to be if you do that. A lot of us are going to be giving capital to some of our investors because, like I say, I have over $1 million in access and business funding. And I plan on investing with a couple of other women to take down some land and do some big things. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna take a little pivot.
Yeah.
We talk about the success because you're doing very, very well. Your mindset is amazing. Where did it come from? And tell us about a time when you didn't have it and how you overcame it.
Man, the thing is that it's a forever journey when it comes to that mindset thing, because there's different moments and different things that you have that happen in life. You have your high moments and you have your low moments. I would say I've always had that dog in me, honestly. You know what I mean? From a very young age, I had that push for entrepreneurship where I just knew I wanted more. Both of my dads were in the financial industry. One's accountant. Both of them did accounting work, and one did investing work. And I grew up under my dad, watching him work deals, starting at the car dealership at 5 years old. And so watching him close deals since 5 years old, he had me in there showing me numbers. And he always taught me, anytime you're making money for a company, you always have a job. And that stuck with me. And I think that's how I've always been pushing. I'm like, well, listen, that really stuck with me, Dad. Thank you. So now not only do I have an increased revenue with other companies, but now I'm increasing revenue with myself. But let's see, a time that I almost didn't have it. There's not been a time that I really didn't just have it, but it's been times that I doubted myself because me being a young Black woman, being a young Black woman, I had the fear of not being taken seriously or being overly sexualized when I knew that I know how to get you to the money. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it was that fear of like, being who I am and just being confident in who I am and being direct and strict with what I can do, and knowing that it's more than body and it's more than a pretty face. Like I really know how to change the trajectory of your life, and I really know how to maximize your finances, and I know how to come into someone's life and really change their life and really break through to financial freedom for real. And so, not growing up and not going through the growing pains and traveling and not having my family with me has been a big good thing and then a bad thing, because of course, you always want your rooting people with you. And my family has always been rooting for me because I grew up with my family, they was with me along the way. But I knew that I had to leave Arkansas to go to the heights that I was trying to go to, and I knew I had to leave them behind only to bring them back. Now I'm getting ready to take care of my family now and move them down to Florida with me. So now I'll
Gotcha.
have that support and that encouragement. But it's a forever turning thing. Every day I have to speak to myself. You have to speak to yourself, because yes, doubt comes in. Yes, fear comes in, because when you reach new levels, new devils, new things that come in, new things that come into play. So you have to constantly tell yourself, I'm supposed to be here. I'm arrived. If anything, it's just that, hey, I deserve. Sometimes you can be so much in a hustle. And I realized that I was going so fast that I didn't take the time to really grasp and breathe and take a moment like, you know what, it's good. I'm doing good. It's fine. You're good. You deserve it. Like you worked hard to be here. It's like you do all this work and you're like, don't even realize that you're there. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
And sometimes it's like people are further along than they want to believe. But that mindset thing is really important, because if you're not telling yourself, then it's going to be so easy for life to happen and situations to happen, because everything doesn't work out just the way you want it, but it works out just the way it needs to for your direction and for
That's
your
good.
life. So
Gotcha.
it's a constant every day. I made that a part of my life every day to speak into my life, because no matter how great you are at things, doubt and fear will creep in some type of way
Sure.
if you're not intentionally loving on yourself. And that's one thing I'm doing in this season. I'm loving on myself more than I've ever loved on myself before, because I love and take care of everyone else. But in order to step into the Denise Armstrong that I want to be and that I see, I know that I have to take that time to love on myself and work on any little thing that I see, any little thing that needs to be worked on. But I know it's a constant conversation with me that I'm supposed to be there.
Gotcha. So daily affirmations have really changed your mindset and your thought process each and every day you've done them.
Each and every day I'm doing it, each and all
Mm,
day,
yeah.
before I do this, you know what I mean? I'm always talking. It's just like, you have to speak your
Mhm.
life. You have to speak your life. You have to believe your life. That is not for
That's
fake.
not
I
That's
am
good.
such a witness. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And when I started doing that, I was like, whoa,
Mhm.
everything that I'm saying, it's happening. And then,
Yeah.
even with fear, as soon as any fear is like speaking it and it's gone. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And
Yeah.
before it even comes, it's gone now, because I'm like, I'm speaking it, because you are, when you get to a point when you know yourself, you know your weaknesses, you know those feelings, you know your triggers, you're able to go ahead and combat those things.
That's good. That's
Gotcha.
good. That just means you took the time to really understand what you were doing and who you are, to be able
Yeah.
to recognize when those triggers was happening.
Yeah, yep, and having being honest with yourself. I
Mm-hmm.
just had a video about that the other day. It's just like having hard truths, have honest conversations about yourself. When
Mhm.
you know where your weak points are, you don't just fall on those weak points. You either get people around you that can help you with those weak points, or you
Mhm.
work really, really hard to focus on those weak points. And just because you have weak points doesn't take away from your greatness.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Doesn't take away from your greatness. But what will take away from your greatness is you never deal with those things and you just stay stuck there. And now when
Mhm.
it's time to evolve, you can't,
You
because now
still.
you're just great here on this level. But you're supposed to be way here. But you
Mm.
can't, because you won't take a step back, because it's hard for somebody to say, I'm not good at this. I need help with this. I'm
Yeah.
struggling with this.
That
So
vulnerability.
that vulnerability, because we live in a world where vulnerability is weak or is whack, or people want to talk about your your issues. You know what I mean? Well, some of the greatest people that have done some of the greatest things have had some of the worst things going on emotionally, mentally, whatever's happened in their life didn't take away from their greatness. So
Talk that talk.
yeah.
Talk it.
So basically, hold on, real quick. Hold on, wait a minute now. We got a couple minutes.
Hey, get in there. Get in there.
Yeah, listen, we can go all night.
Yeah.
So basically, what I hear you saying is, and I see a lot of ladies in here. So, ladies listening, great interview. So, what I hear you saying is your network is your net worth.
Yes.
Yeah, get yourself surrounded by some great.
You got to get yourself surrounded about. Yeah, it's more than just do I like you? Are you cool? What value do you bring? It's okay. It's like when you're in a relationship, you're dating, like we have all these lists that we go through, but why we don't do that with friendships? You know what I mean? Like, well, why are you my friend? Or what is this connection? What purpose is this connection? It doesn't have to just be monetary gain, but it's like mentally, what are you doing for me? Emotionally, what you're doing for me? Spiritually, what are we doing? Are we putting each other in better positions? Do I feel better about myself when I get off the phone with you, or do I feel down? Are you maximizing my weaknesses? Are you helping me? Are you exploiting me in public, or are you correcting me in private? You know what I mean? Is your support truly there? Can I really count on you, or can I not? And who you spend the most time with has a lot to do with where you are. You know what I mean? And okay, go ahead.
Break that down just a little bit. I know we don't got that much time, but talk about that barrier that you've created around yourself, and what did you do to come up to make that happen?
The thing is, I've always been a person where I see what happens to other people, and I've used other people's situations, and I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want that to happen to me. So I've done a lot of that. Sometimes you don't really have to bump your head. You see other people's bumps, and you utilize those, and you make sure you don't get those bumps. But I just started evaluating people's how people moved. I saw how people handled their friends. I found out, looking how people show up for their friends. Because if you're not showing up for this person, even if you introduce me to this person and I don't see you showing up for them, then I don't think you're going to show up for me. It's like sometimes people don't evaluate. It's like it's jump. It's like, oh, you seem cool. This is a vibe. Let's connect. This can be a vibe, but our connection, for me to be connected to you, I need to see more. Our standards need to be raised to a different point. So my standards at a different point now. Because I know my time is valuable. Not even just that, I know my spirit. I know what I feel. I know that energy, how important that is. Because connected, you can throw off something, and nothing is more important than where I'm trying to go at this point. Nothing and no one. So it's like you have to not play about you.
You gotta talk that talk.
You know what I mean? Don't play about you until you get enough people around who don't play about you. You don't play about you. And if you don't play about you, you'll connect with other people who are not going to play about you because they see the value in how you treat yourself. If they see how you treat yourself and how you treat other people around you, that has a lot to do with it. Because if you've been saying you want to start a business and you've been around these same 3 people and you still haven't started your business, you might need to reevaluate your friends, because they should be asking you when that business is going to start. You know what I mean? They should be like, well, you said this. Well, they're showing up. Well, I need to do this. And they don't never volunteer. They're never there for you. You can't say, hey, listen, I said I wanted to accomplish this and I wanted to get this done, but nobody reminds you. Nobody says anything. They just let you keep going. Then you need to reevaluate your friends, because it's more than having a drink and talking. You know what I mean? It got to be more than that. We have to have some real conversation.
Talk that talk.
You better talk that talk.
If you somewhere and you going in on dealing, you got somebody and they don't have 25,000 to go in with you, we might need to have a conversation, because I'm trying to do some things. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do some things, and people hold themselves back because they can't be honest about where they're trying to go, and they're not honest with themselves, and they're so afraid to lose because they don't want to be alone. You got to be alone for a season so you can get to where you want to go, or you can be around a bunch of people and you guys can be talking the same talk 5 years from now about how you want to start investing.
Got you. Hey, you got a couple more minutes. I got to ask some more questions.
Come on.
Some more questions.
Let's go.
So now you talked about surround yourself with better people who don't play about you. So what are you telling those people who feel like, oh, I got to be loyal to this person. This is my A1 day one, but they not really elevate you to that next level. What advice are you giving those people? Like, tell me what you're telling those folks.
They can still be your friend, but they're just not your best friend. You know what I mean? You can still be cool with people, but you have to position yourself and you have to listen. In this season, this is my focus. And you have to be okay with saying, I'll see you next year. And I'll see you in 6 months. And if you really my friend, you'll understand that I have to do what I have to do because I'm trying to get somewhere. And this is, I have to be around these people. So it's not that I forgot about you, but these people are going to be helping me get here. So this is where I am. So if you want to spend more time with me, then you need to be helping me get to that goal, because if not, I got to see you next year when I finish this thing. And be straight with that.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know, be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like it.
I don't have any other questions, man. I'm good. I just wanted to get it out there.
That's good stuff.
So give us some final thoughts. I want some final thoughts for you.
Talk to the people. You got the floor. Share something. What would your last words to our audience?
Man, get focused. Get out here and get this money. Position yourself to win. It's opportunities out there. If you need access to capital, I'm gonna end up having to drop my business funding link. I do have a free business success scan. It overviews your business for you. It tells you where you're compliant at. It gives you access to capital immediately, tell you if you qualify for something, tells you exactly what you need to work on. So I kill all excuses. You know, and even before you hire me on, you still can take a free business success scan and you still can evaluate yourself. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get access to funding, the capital is out there. You know, connect with someone who's skilled and who's great. Connect with me if you want to. I have access to capital. I have access to opportunity. Like I say, I do have Invest with Her Club. I am building. I am funding. We are, making some moves here. So the thing is just don't play about you. Like, summing up everything we talked about, don't play about you. Be focused. Understand where you're trying to go. Create a plan for where you're trying to go. You know what I mean? And connect with the people who can help you get there. And if you're weak somewhere, get the people who are strong in that situation. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Not asking for help will set your life back 10 years. Not being afraid to ask for help. Move your ego out the way. Move your pride out the way. Move yourself out the way. I'll say that again. Move yourself out the way, because a lot of times, a lot of wounds are self-inflicted. A lot of stagnation is self-motivated and self-pushed. Get off of that sad horse. You might not be where you want to be, but you're not where you could be. But you have the opportunity. You have the skills. I gave you guys a couple of banks. As soon as you start your LLC, you can go get 30 to 50,000 right off bat. You have Truist. You have Bank of America gives 0% interest business credit cards. You have Apple Federal Credit Union to be able to go get access to. American Express, of course, having a 720 credit score. No derogatories. It should be no reason why you can't get 25,000. I just purchased some land just yesterday for 9,000. You know what I mean? So the opportunity.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thank you, guys. The opportunity is out there. I'm willing to help you if you're willing to help yourself, but you definitely have to be willing to help yourself, because if you're not willing to help yourself, then nobody else can help you. Okay, you guys. So it was really great talking to you guys.
Did you drop your link? I don't see it.
Yeah, she dropped it on there.
I did drop Invest with Her Club. I did not drop the business funding link.
Yeah.
But I will.
Yeah, your personal, how to get in contact with you. Sarah Johnson says she needs $100,000 ASAP, by the way. Just want you to know.
Needs $100,000. Has Sarah Johnson, has she created her LLC yet?
That one time about accountability, baby.
That's accountability right there, boy.
Sarah Johnson, you did your job, yeah?
I'm like, who wants it? We can get somebody funding right away. Today, online. Matter of fact, I would love to do that one day. We get funding right live.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sarah Johnson.
That would be something right there, Maurice.
Yeah.
Back on the show and do it funding live.
Like she said, though, you better do your homework. Can't come on here slipping. Slacking.
Yeah, so I just put that link in there for those of you guys who do have your LLC, or even if you're looking to start your LLCs. We do create LLCs as well from scratch, and we build your business credit. So there's no excuses. It's all about you. It's if you want it or not. So that link is a free business success scan. Like I say, it'll qualify you right away. We have all different types of terms: business credit cards, equipment financing, personal loans, business lines of credit. I mean, revenue-based funding, 401k lending, it's just the money is out there. It's just if you're willing to put yourself in position to do that. And that's what my free business success scan does. It takes away any excuses. What you don't know, it's going to show you. What you need, it's going to show you. What you qualify for, it will show you.
That's awesome.
Can I say one more thing?
We need to have y'all come back on the show, you and your husband.
Yes, I was gonna say you guys really do need to get Julian on here, and we can both get on here. We tag team together, so we definitely have to set that up because he has all the juice.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He does.
I just want to say one more thing before we go. Hey, so for those listening, hey, if you ain't did your homework, that's on y'all. So don't come blaming our show saying that we gave y'all something that ain't happened. If you ain't did your work, don't blame us. So do your job.
Because we dropping straight stuff on this
Absolutely.
podcast for you to be able to take this information and
Yep.
you can set yourself free. We bringing it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For laying
And
it.
the thing is, what I will do, if you guys are on this live and you took your time on this live, I will drop my free business credit and personal credit ebook to you guys if you were able to catch this live, or press replay, and I will drop it to you guys. So therefore, it's no excuses.
Absolutely.
Boom. Boom. Hold on one second. There's one more thing she put over here, Maurice. I'm gonna send this to her. Okay. I'm gonna put that link that she just sent out there, Maurice.
Yeah.
All right.
The one, the member. Yep.
I did the member one already, but she just did one with the Denise something.
Oh yeah, that's just my email, just in case someone wants to reach out and have questions.
There it is. All right, I just posted it. All right.
All right.
Hey, you guys.
Great show. Great show.
You guys are awesome.
Way to come on the show. We really appreciate you coming on the show, just being truly authentic, sharing the information, sharing the gems. You didn't hold back. You kept it 100. We appreciate that. I know it was short notice.
It's okay.
I'm in. So I appreciate that as well. All right.
Yes,
absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. If there's anything that we can do to help you from the fellas at the Real Talk of Real Estate, just let us know and we're there. All right.
Okay. I got you guys. Thanks so much.
All right.
Have a great one. Bye.
All right, y'all. Until next time, don't talk about it. Be about it. We out. Peace.